The director of the Music Therapy Clinic, and I'm very proud and honored to have that title. And I've been at ASU for 12 years, and the Music Therapy Clinic at that time, and for quite a long time after, was 2 rooms in the upstairs. Many of our past students did lots of beautiful work out of those rooms. We had Brent Gabrielson installing cameras so that we could start recording and collecting data of the work that we did and watch our sessions and monitor our progress. And then, gradually over the last about year and a half, we started expanding. And so then we found we had more room, more ways to help our students to achieve their goals of working with clients and getting their practice sessions so that they would learn how to be music therapists by doing it. So I grew up in a community that was very rich with music. I was really blessed, very, very fortunate. My parents nurtured me in a musical way. My mom was a singing, piano-playing nurse, and my dad was a singing, mandolin-playing engineer. And so they spawned a singing daughter who plays multiple instruments and wanted to find a career that would be able to use my talents. And I think the nurse piece on my mom's side did play into that because I always felt like I wanted to help people. And in music therapy, for those of you who are a little bit newer to the music therapy profession, the relationship of the therapist with the client is very important, and then using the tool as a way to communicate and express emotions and nurture and develop that relationship is also important. So I was lucky that I kind of had that growing up with parents who were musical and a community that really fostered the arts. And so I saw the way that it was so beneficial for me, and I wanted other people to have that too. And you know that saying, it's never too late to have a happy childhood? Well, we take that pretty seriously because at any age you can play, at any age you can enjoy and interact with music, and at any age you can perhaps fill in some gaps that maybe you didn't have in your childhood growing up. And I know I had some of those too. So by being able to offer a space so that other people in the community who may not have the same advantages. How many of you had music lessons? Yeah. Yeah. So in order to have a nurturing environment where you can have music lessons so that you can achieve your musical dreams, then you need a place to do it and you need people to help you do it. And so everyone who just raised their hand, you had a place to do that, you had a place for lessons, you had people to help you do that. And so what we would like to do more and more of is to keep expanding that opportunity for people who are underserved, for people who don't have the place to do that, and who can use the relationship to learn and grow. How many of you had one-on-one private lessons? And I bet you would never forget your teacher, right? Because you had a relationship with that teacher. Music therapy was an outgrowth of music education. And so very much that relationship model of the one-on-one teaching was part of our beginnings as a field. Now we have kind of grown out in ways that are something called community music therapy. And that involves more than just music therapists doing the work. It's in the community with other people who can use music in healing ways or in community nurturing ways. And so we have developed these community partnerships here at ASU with people who are able to do that with us. And we're so excited. We are so excited to have them here. They've offered so much. So I'd like to do a few introductions now. And I'm going to start with our very first community partner, who is Kymla Eubanks with Higher Octave Healing. And her co-director, Kerry Draney, with Higher Octave Healing. And their very first intern, Patty, our ASU student. Thank you so much for being here and for supervising all our music therapy students and helping them to learn by doing. We all know learning by doing is really the key. Like I just overheard Barb, I'm going to steal what she said a few minutes ago. You can only learn so much from a book or in the classroom. And so actually doing the music therapy work with people in the that need it is the way that you learn. And so these ladies help, and their therapists help by supervising our students and mentoring them. So we thank you very, very much for that. And are any of your therapists here in the room?
Sarah, our twist, is here.
Yay.
She's the only one this afternoon, I think.
And would you like to tell people what's happening tonight? Why don't you come up here, and if you would tell people what's going on tonight, because Kymla has put together a 24-hour program of nonstop music.
And hey, you know what? There are several people in the hall. For those of you sitting, can we move forward so we can make room for them to come and stand behind you?
Oh,
that would be wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So yes, this seems like music therapy weekend in Arizona at ASU. We've got this wonderful rededication, this wonderful space, celebration of community partnerships that we're welcoming now. And additionally, over at the recital hall, starting at 6 o'clock tonight, going all the way for 24 hours, nonstop, until 6 o'clock tomorrow, is Don't Stop the Music. And the main goal is to not stop the music, and we won't. We will keep it going. We've got local acts from all around, a couple local bands, Synoptic Soul, Twice Baked, Midnight Madness with Frank Thompson, a lot of student musicians, local musicians helping us out. We are going to have an awesome time. So if you guys are looking for some free music, you want to join in at midnight, it's audience participation. So we with drums and everything. So we would love to have you. You are more than welcome to come. Admission is free. It's on the campus in the 5th floor of the recital hall. You just look for our yellow signs and our balloons. So we'd love to have you. Thank you so much.
Right. Thank you. Well, next up, I'd like to invite the head of the music therapy program here at ASU, Professor Barbara Crowe.
I'm the one that has history. I've been here the longest. This building has had a long history. It was built probably in the late 30s and early 40s as the Arizona's TB sanitarium. Back when there wasn't antibiotics and they sent people to the desert to be cured of TB. Didn't work, but that's what they did. When antibiotics were invented, they didn't need this anymore. It became one of the first children's hospitals here in Arizona. The state took it over for a while for offices. And then in the mid-'80s, the state turned it over to the university. And it became a university building at that time. And in the fall of '85, they asked all the departments if they wanted to come down here, do something here, and we had not had an on-campus clinic until then, and we did all our placements and all our supervision in the community, which meant myself and my then part-time faculty member, not Julie, but the person who was doing it at the time, drove around a lot because everybody was in the community. So our then director, George Umperson, and I came down, and the clinic room, the original clinic room, which is the far room on the end, had been a day room of the hospital, and they had actually turned it into some kind of room with observation. There was an observation room in it, and it was really kind of perfect for what we wanted to do, to bring clients to us, for myself and the parents to be able to observe without interfering with the session. And so we enthusiastically said, yes, 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 we would really like this space. And they said, well, would you like an office suite? And we said, yes, 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 we really would. And so the original clinic was the large former day room and what it was a patient room suite when it was a hospital, which we turned into an office and a second clinic room. And that has been, up until this year, that was the music therapy clinic. So we had 3 rooms and added the video cameras that Brent did for us and various things, but that pretty much was what we had. The very first sessions were held in the spring of '86, and 2 students were placed down there, and we really didn't have much equipment yet, and so I have pictures of one of the students sitting at a desk trying to do a music therapy session with her client. Didn't have pianos, we didn't have instruments, we didn't have anything. We were very fortunate at that time and again with the guidance of Dr. Umberson, the director at that time, to get a grant from the provost's office. I got a $25,000 grant to equip the music therapy clinic. And so if you don't think that's a good time, I have $25,000, and I had to spend it in like, I think it was a month. So I actually went to an MENC conference and spent my whole time in the exhibitors hall just going, I'll take one of those, I'll take one of those. But even without that kind of support, we are, with our new partnerships, we are finding ways to find the support we need. The beautiful instruments that have been donated by the Remo Company, other partners in the community, all the work that Nate Anderson does to get people to donate equipment. So even without 25,000 grants from the provost, which I can't even imagine existing anymore now, we still are able to have this space, and now the whole floor up on the third floor, that whole wing now. So we've tripled our space, would you say, or more?
Quadrupled
our space.
These rooms are big.